When Mr. M got home, it was already dark. Mr. First D stored the purchased grain in the granary, while Mr. M handed Wendy the pork, pork bones, oil, salt, sauce, and vinegar. Wendy's eyes widened at the sight of the pork. Dad, why did you buy so much meat? She asked, swallowing hard. Mr. M replied lightly, Make it more delicious. He didn't elaborate, as he couldn't explain that he was struggling to adjust to living in poverty. Wendy smiled. Okay. She didn't care about Mr. M's motivations. She just wanted to eat meat. With her cooking skills, Wendy quickly prepared a hearty meal using these new ingredients. The result was a big pot of pork stewed with cabbage. The whole family stared at the steaming hot stew, their eyes wide with excitement. However, intimidated by Mr. M's authority, they hesitated to pick up their chopsticks. Finally, someone broke the silence. Dad, come and share the food. Wendy couldn't resist anymore. Despite the grease stains on her and her eldest grandson's mouths, revealing their secret snacking, they still craved more. Mr. M brought out the meat buns, and after giving 5 to Mr. Third D earlier, he had 15 left. With 9 people in the family, excluding the 3-month-old granddaughter, he decided to distribute the buns. Mrs. Lee, the second daughter-in-law, encouraged her son, Mason D, to thank Mr. M. The 1-year-old Mason D stuttered, Thank you, Grandpa, his eyes fixed on the meat bun. As for the pork stewed with cabbage, Mr. M gave each person a large bowl. The meat buns were delicious, and the pork stew was great too. After 1 day in this world, Mr. M finally had a full meal. In the blink of an eye, 5 days passed. During this time, the D family had meat almost every meal, albeit in small quantities. At least Mr. M could finally enjoy some meat. With meat on the table, the atmosphere at home became more lively. The 2 little kids, Nathan D and Mason D, became more energetic, playing wildly in the yard all day. Linda D, the youngest daughter, grew more enthusiastic in practicing her spearmanship. As they interacted, feelings developed. Within 3 days, Mr. M integrated into the family and accepted its members. The spiritual spring's daily production of spiritual water healed most of his hidden injuries, allowing him to practice his spear skills without interruption. According to his original body's memories, he had now recovered the strength of a warrior. A warrior's realm consisted of 3 stages: bodybuilding, the acquired realm, and the innate realm. Mr. M was currently at the bodybuilding stage, specifically at the force exchange level, where he could harness his body's strength more efficiently. Every punch and palm he threw was now full of fierce power. With his injuries healed, Mr. M began thinking about making a fortune. His spare money was dwindling, and the pork and pork bones he bought earlier were almost gone. If he didn't find a way to make money, his family would return to their previous life of poverty. Mr. M had a plan. As the saying goes, live by the mountain, eat by the mountain. With Chongqing Mountain backing their village, he could hunt ferocious birds and beasts to sustain his family. If he could catch 1 or 2 beasts, it would be enough to support them for a while. Previously, Mr. M wouldn't have considered hunting wild beasts, but as a warrior, he felt more confident. With caution, he believed he could avoid danger. At lunch, Mr. M instructed Wendy, prepare some dry food this afternoon. I'll be heading into the mountains for 2 days tomorrow. The family's surprise was palpable as they looked up from their meal. Dad, it's very dangerous in the mountains, Mr. First D said worriedly. I know, Mr. M replied calmly. Mr. First D offered, I'll go with Dad, thinking it would be safer for them to go together. But Mr. Second D countered, I'll follow Dad, and you, brother, stay and take care of the family. Mrs. Lee secretly tugged at Mr. Second D's clothes, not wanting her husband to go. Since Mr. M planned to stay in the mountains for a few days, it meant he wouldn't be staying in the nearby mountains, but venturing deeper into the forest. News of hunters not returning from the mountains had spread to D Family Village, making everyone cautious. Mr. Second D reassured Mrs. Lee, my martial arts are not much worse than my brother's. Mr. M looked at his sons, pleased with their filial and responsible behavior. He decided to take Mr. Second D along, thinking the extra help would be useful. The next morning, after breakfast, Mr. M and Mr. Second D set off into the mountains, with Mr. M carrying 2 short spears. The mountains were densely forested, making long spears impractical. So, Mr. M brought 2 wooden short spears and a hatchet. Mr. Second D carried a hatchet, pancakes, water bags, fire starters, and other essentials. As they entered the forest, Mr. Second D grew nervous, constantly scanning their surroundings and checking their rear. His caution annoyed Mr. M. "There's no danger here," Mr. M reassured him. Excessive nervousness was exhausting. If Mr. Second D continued, he'd soon feel drained. "Dad, I've heard there are big beasts in these mountains. I hope we don't encounter any," Mr. Second D said, his head swiveling constantly. Mr. M teased, "Don't worry, if we meet a big beast, I'll run faster than you." Mr. Second D looked at him incredulously. How could his father abandon him? Mr. M smiled faintly. "We're near Camley Village, where many hunters live. This forest is relatively safe, with no large wild beasts or poisonous creatures." Mr. I. Second D felt relieved, but asked, "Dad, what are we doing in the mountains?" His worries returned when Mr. M replied, "You mentioned a giant bug in these woods. We're here to hunt it." Mr. Second D was stunned. Though he was 17, he was still just a boy. Mr. M reassured him, "Don't worry, son. If we encounter a big beast, you can run first. I'll cover you." Mr. Second D stood there, then snapped back to reality and followed his father closely into the mountains. That night, they rested under a cliff, and the next day, Mr. M began searching for signs of wild beasts. He wasn't interested in hunting a tiger, despite his newfound strength as a warrior. Tigers were the kings of beasts, and he wouldn't risk his life to fight one. "Dad, look over there," Mr. Second D whispered urgently, pointing to a nearby thicket. Mr. M's eyes lit up as he spotted 2 large wild boars and 4 smaller ones, a family of wild boars. The little ones were only about 2 feet long, likely born the previous year. The larger boars were over 1.5 meters long and estimated to weigh 300 to 400 kilograms. Mr. M calculated the potential profit in his mind. Based on the price of pork in Anning County, these 2 large wild boars could fetch at least 20 taels of silver. Given the higher value of wild boar meat, they might even sell for 30 taels if they were lucky. Mr. M hadn't expected to encounter wild boars so soon. However, he knew they wouldn't be easy to deal with. Wild boars were notorious for their aggressive behavior, attacking humans when encountered. "I'll handle the 2 large wild boars, and you catch the smaller ones later," Mr. M instructed, securing his hatchet and drawing his 2 short spears. "Dad, wild boars are too dangerous," Mr. Second D warned, concerned. Mr. M reassured him, "Don't worry, I'll be careful." Mr. M wasn't foolish enough to confront the wild boars head-on. Even if he could defeat them, he wouldn't take the risk. He crept forward, short spears in hand, and stopped about 50 meters away from the wild boars. With a swift motion, he threw one of the short spears at a wild boar grazing in the distance. The short spear soared through the air, breaking the silence. Suddenly, Mr. M burst out of the bushes like a wild beast, his movements swift and agile. Mr. Second D, hiding behind, watched in awe. "Dad is a warrior." "No, Dad's injury has healed," he exclaimed, familiar with his father's physical condition. As a son, he knew his father had been suffering from hidden injuries for years, causing his health to decline. Especially after his mother's passing, his father had looked increasingly frail. Just then, the short spear struck the wild boar's back, its sharpened tip penetrating deep. The force sent the massive boar crashing to the ground, letting out a pained roar. The smaller wild boars fled in terror. The other large boar spotted Mr. M and charged towards him with a fierce roar. Mr. M's eyes sparkled as he rushed forward, hatchet in one hand and short spear in the other. The distance between him and the wild boar dwindled rapidly, and they collided in an instant. The 2 figures crossed paths, and the short spear's sharp tip pierced the wild boar's neck. The wild boar crashed into a large tree, while Mr. M rushed towards the first fallen wild boar, hatchet in hand. This time, Mr. M didn't attempt to cross paths with the wild boar again. Instead, he dodged its consecutive charges, slowly wearing it down. The wild boar's aggression had consumed its physical strength, and its back injury had weakened it further. To end its suffering, Mr. M delivered a swift strike to its neck. This battle had given him a deeper understanding of a warrior's strength. Even as a low-level warrior, his physical abilities far surpassed those of ordinary people. His strength, power, speed, reaction time, hearing, and eyesight were all superior. After inspecting the second wild boar, Mr. M found it dead, with a spear wound in its throat and blood covering the ground. "Dad! Dad!" Mr. Second D shouted, running towards him with 2 little wild boars in tow. "Dad, your injuries are all healed!" Mr. Second D exclaimed, more concerned about his father's health than the wild boars. Mr. M replied casually, everything's fine. His mind was preoccupied with how to transport the two massive wild boars down the mountain. Estimated to weigh over 700 kilograms combined, it would be a daunting task for the two of them. Fortunately, the autumn weather was mild, allowing them some flexibility with time. Mr. M glanced up at the sky and instructed, "Go to Kane Family Village and ask Harry Kane to bring some people over." With some haste, Mr. Second D could return to the village that afternoon and bring help by noon the next day. Harry Kane was Mr. M's son-in-law, married to his eldest daughter, Linlin D. "Dad, can you be here by yourself?" Mr. Second D asked, immediately realizing his concern was unnecessary. His father was a warrior, after all. Mr. M reassured him, "Go quickly and come back soon." He felt a growing affection for his adopted son. The second son's care and concern for him over the past 2 days had touched Mr. M's heart. Having a son wasn't so bad, he thought. Mr. M had never experienced fatherhood before, but now he felt a sense of camaraderie with Mr. Second D. After Mr. Second D departed, Mr. M began to move the wild boars down the mountain, laboriously dragging them back and forth like an ant relocating its nest. It took Mr. M 3 trips to drag the 4 wild boars, 2 large and 2 small, down the mountain. Although his pace was slower, he managed to cover 4 or 5 miles in the afternoon. As night fell, Mr. M found a secluded spot and lit a fire. He knew he wouldn't be able to sleep that night, as he needed to guard the wild boars against any predators attracted by the scent of blood. To ensure his safety, Mr. M gathered a large quantity of firewood, guaranteeing the fire would remain lit throughout the night.